somebody said your videos are looking the same, they're getting a little boring, and you think, oh, well, you can ignore the haters, whatever. But this wasn't a hater. This was actually my wife. My wife, Jenny, was like, oof, they're all in the same corner of the same room. They all have the same look. They kind of fold together. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I listened to her. That's part of marriage. We're 19 years in. One of my goals as a husband is to shorten the distance between when she tells me something that is true and when I actually listen to it. When we first got married, the distance was like 3 grumpy weeks. Like she would tell me something, I'd be like, that's not right. And I'd be grumpy about it. And then I'd come around and be like, you know what? I think she might be right. And now it's like a couple hours maybe. But this one, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like I looked at my thumbnails and it was like, guy in a corner, guy in a corner, guy in a corner, guy in a corner. And the reality is there's a huge filmable world. I don't know if you knew this. The world is so much bigger than the corner of my office. But the reason I've been doing them in that corner, and the reason I didn't make a video for 8 years. I think I started my channel in 2012-ish, and then I filmed a couple things, but for the majority of those 8 years, I didn't do anything. And the reason why is simple. I'm afraid to do new things. And maybe you are too right now. Like maybe right now, there's something new you're supposed to do, or maybe even have to do. Can we all just admit that right now we are in a season of new? Like we are. Your job is going to require new things. Your family's going to require new things. Your life, your whole life is going to require new things in this year, like in this weirdo season we're in. And there's a lot of fear generated around that. And I think the fear is we don't want to look like amateurs. We don't want to look bad at the new thing. We don't want to stumble. It doesn't feel good to do new things because you're an amateur. But we're afraid that it's going to fail. It's going to be clunky. It's not going to look good. And I have some good news. It's not. It's going to suck. Like it is. Like I hate to be the one to break that news to you. You will not be good at things that you have never done. You won't. It's impossible. It's not failure. That's just reality. You're not going to be good at those things. I did a video where I talked about homeschooling because so many people feel this pressure about homeschooling right now. Our kids, we found out yesterday, are going virtual for the first 2 weeks of school. Like a virtual learning environment at our house, we're going to suck at because we've never done that before. But we feel this pressure that we have to be good at something we've never done before. And then it makes us even less likely to do the thing. So for me, that was YouTube. Like all of YouTube feels like this foreign land. I understand Twitter. I understand blogs. I even understand books to a degree. But YouTube felt like, okay, I'm going to have to like upload videos. What does that even mean? I'm going to have to like figure out the right angle. Like I wrestled with the tripod that I'm using right now to attach it to my steering wheel for like 15 minutes. And I'm even now kind of like, is it going to tilt? Am I in the frame? Like, do I need to sit more like this? Can you see my dry cleaning? Like getting the angle right. I'm terrible at that too. But here's the thing. We're all in the season of amateur. All of us collectively right now are in the season of amateur because none of us have ever gone through a pandemic before. I don't have friends that are like, this is my 5th pandemic. Pretty easy, actually. Like, got it all figured out. None of us have this figured out. And we're all going to need to do new things. And so for me, that's YouTube. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it's some part of your job that's going to change. Maybe it's you have to take on a new role because some of your job got put on hold. Maybe part of your job doesn't exist anymore and you've got to figure out how to pivot. I'm tired of that word just like you. I am. But that's the reality of the world we live in right now. There's going to be 100 new things that you have to do this year. 100 new things coming your way. And I want you to remember a really, really simple principle. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. That's it. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. You're going to be bad at the new thing. And when it happens and fear comes in and doubt comes in right away and goes, see, I told you you're not good at that. I want you to go, you're right. I'm not, but I'm not supposed to be. Like I'm going to give myself time and permission and grace to get better at this thing. That's the reality. I promise you, a year from now, I'm going to look back on these videos and cringe. I'm going to go, dude, the sun was on your face half the video. Like, what are you doing? People can't see. And I'm going to have well-lit videos. I'm going to have a mic. I'm going to be doing like probably a real camera, not just my iPhone. When I say I'm going to get out of the corner, it's not just going to mean I'm going to find a different corner in a car. Like, I just realized that. Like, I went from a corner of my house. I'm like, there's a huge world out there, to the corner of my car. I'm like, see, I'm being brave. I'm doing it. I promise you, the videos down the road in the future, as I get braver and I get better, are going to be me like on a zip line. Like, I'm going to be like one of those YouTubers that's like, woo, on a zip line, and like probably throwing basketballs like from across stadiums, and like I'll be on jet skis. No. I'm going to be on those things you stand on where like they spray the water, like you're attached to a hose and you kind of get to float, and you do it in like Aruba. I'm going to be doing that, and it's going to be like, what? Or I'll be giving away houses. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know it's going to be better than this. I know it's going to be better than me in a car going, oh, is that tripod it's coming off the steering wheel. So I don't know what you're supposed to do. I know you're supposed to do something new, and I know you're supposed to suck at it. So next time you do, when you feel that little urge to go, okay, it's time for me to do something new, remember what I said. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. Thank you for watching these videos. Even when I'm stuck in a corner, I so appreciate you being with me for the first few months of my YouTube channel. It's super encouraging. Please hit the bell so you never miss another video. Please hit like, because that just warms my heart. I look at that and go, oh, thank you. And then also subscribe. I would love to have as many subscribers to serve as many people as I can. And then last, let me know what's the new thing you're doing. Like, hit me up in the comments. What are you doing right now that's new? Like, new role at work, new interaction with family, new thing you're doing for a hobby. Like, what's your new? And then go be brave enough to be bad at it.